Reading from Chaitanya Bhagavat. We're starting chapter 2 now. Madhyakanda chapter 2. Vishnuvar Mahaprabhu's manifestation at the house of Srivas and the inauguration of Sankirtan. Jaya Jaya Jagan Mangala Gaura Chandra Dana Deya Hridaya Tamara Paradvandva. All glories to Gaura Chandra, the benefactor of the entire world. Please give your lotus feet in charity to my heart. Dan Deha Hridaya Tomar Paradvandva. Deha Dan, give me this Dan in my heart. Fix your feet in my heart. So this is a good remedy to a crazy mind. Meditate on the marks on the bottom of Lord Gauranga's feet. Bhakta Goshti Sahita Gauranga Jaya Jaya Shunile Chaitanya Kata Bhakti Labhya Hai. All glories of Sri Gauranga along with his devotees. Bhakti Goshti Sahita. By hearing the topics of Gauranga, when all the devotees observed the Lord's love, Thakur Prem, Sarva Bhaktagan, they were struck with wonder. Sabakaraman, their minds, the minds of all the devotees, Parama Vismita, it filled with transcendental wonder. Parama Santoshe Sabe Advaita Parama Santosh. All the devotees went to the house of Advaita Stan, and informed them of what they had seen. As I mentioned yesterday, there was one Sangha, there was one Prem Sangha, Vaishnav Sangha there, or Vaishnav Raja Sabha in Navadvip Mayapur. And Srivas Thakur was a member of that Sabha, and Advaita Acharya, and Nityananda was traveling. But there were so many devotees there, Mukunda, and they would gather, Haridas Thakur, they would gather regularly in different places, and they would hear about Krishna, they would read the Srimad Bhagavatam and hear Harikatha from Advaita or other senior Vaishnavas. And then they would have Sankirtan, Harinam Sankirtan together in the house. They weren't going on the street, they weren't going door to door, they were just in their privacy of their houses. They were in Advaitastan, Advaita's house in Mayapur. He had one house, and sometimes they would travel down to Shantipur, and they would have Harinam in his house and hear Harikatha. So now the good news is spreading like wildfire through Navadvip, that Nimai Pandit has become a Vaishnava. He's become a Krishna Bhakta. He is starting to head up the Sankirtan now. He's becoming Kirtan Nath, Gopal Nath, Gopinath. So he went to bear the good news to Advaita Acharya. Nada, sometimes he was called Nada. Nada, listen. Advaita, guess what? Remember that proud scholar? Remember Nimai Pandit? Oh yes. Our Ashirvad has come true. Remember we gave him blessings that someday he would become a Vaishnava and join us? He closed his school. He closed his Sanskrit school. He packed up his books. Now he's chanting Hare Krishna and all his students are following. He's begun the Sankirtan movement. So everybody was very happy. Just like in the temple we mentioned before, if some new bhakta joins and everyone sees him and he's very enthusiastically serving in the temple and he's chanting and he's serving prasadam, breakfast prasadam to the devotees, and he's very happy mood. Everyone in the temple is happy to see Bhakta Joe. Well, look at Bhakta Joe, he's really enthusiastic. He's on the Sankirtan party, he's jumping up and down, he's passing out books. Everybody's enthused. Everybody's bhakti becomes enthused to see the new man, the new recruit. And then we sit down and we ask him, Bhakta Joe, how did you come to the temple? Oh, I was working over there, and then one of your people in Harinam, they gave me a Back to Godhead magazine. And I read it, and it's so convincing that I decided I should move into the temple and live here for some time. Oh, really? And then like this, everyone gets enthused to talk to Bhakti Joe how he came to Krishna consciousness. So in the same way, the same phenomenon is happening 500 years ago in Mayapur. All the devotees there, so the Krishna Bhaktas, there's a new Bhakta, Bhakta Nimai. Bhakta Vishnubar, he's joined a temple. He's joined ISKCON Mayapur. And he seems to be very enthusiastic. He's serving the devotees, and he seems to know the philosophy. He has a fairly good handle of the philosophy. He gave a class in Sambandha Gyan and Abhidheya Gyan to his Sanskrit students. And not only that, he seems to be exhibiting some ecstatic symptoms also, although he's a new bhakta. Sometimes we heard he was rolling on the ground, he's crying, and really seems quite advanced for it. Maybe this is from last life, some Purva Samskaras, and he's exhibiting such absorption in Krishna consciousness. Anyway, it's really good news. And everyone says, really, and everyone's so happy they want to meet Bhakta Nimai, this new bhakta. They want to see what he looks like. So they informed him of what they saw. Bhakti Yoga Prabhave Advaita Mahabal Avatari Yache Prabhu Janena Sakal. The most powerful Advaita immediately understood through the influence of his devotional service, the Lord has descended. Bhakti Yoga Prabhav, he understood. Tesham sadati yuktanam bhajatam pratipurvakam dadami buddhi yogam tam yenamam yadite. Krishna is telling that this bhakti has prabhav, has effect, influence. When your bhakti is pure and genuine, then Krishna gives knowledge, he gives intelligence, buddhi yoga, to help you understand. So this powerful acharya, Advaita Acharya, Mahabal, he has such power that he understood. Avatari Yache Prabhu, Janena Sakal. He could understand that the avatari, the Sarva-avatari has descended. Tarapi Advaita Tattva, Bhujana Najai, Se Shane Prakashya, Takane Lukai. You see, her name is here, Lukai. Yet the truth of Advaita Acharya is difficult to understand, because he sometimes reveals himself and sometimes conceals himself. In Bengali, the word lukai means hide and seek. Like we say, lukaluki kund. In Kamyavan there's a kund called lukaluki, means hide and seek. So lukas means hidden. You're a very hidden personality. We can't figure you out. Lucas. He's lukai. He's trying to find his way. Yet the truth of Advaita Acharya is difficult to understand, because he sometimes reveals himself and sometimes conceals himself. Shuniya Advaita Bara Harisha Haila Parama Avishtahai Kahite Lagila. When Advaita Acharya heard this news, he became fully absorbed and began to speak as follows. Parama Avishta. He became absorbed in transcendence. Harisha. He became so happy. Harish. Bada Harish. Bada Harish. When Advaita heard the news, he became big time happy. Right? Bada Harish. Very happy. Here it just says he became fully absorbed. It doesn't even say about the happiness. Mora ajikara kata shunabhai sab nishite dekilon ami kichu anubhav. Advaita Acharya addressed all the devotees. Oh brothers, last night I saw something in a dream. Nishita dekilun. Nisha means from 10:48 until 3:36 in the morning, from 11 to 3, late in the night. I saw something in my dreams. Gitara patera art balana bujia takilana dukkha bhavi upasa kariya. Advaita Acharya said, when I was unable to understand something that I read in Gita, I was unhappy and I took rest without eating. This is very often the situation we see in the Vaishnava, in the history of the Vaishnavas, Vaishnava Charitra. We read the teaching of the Vaishnavas. If they're studying Shastra and they're hearing some description of Radha and Krishna or Bhakti Tattva, and they meet an impasse and they don't understand what's being said, and they get some confused or they're not clear, they have some doubt, then usually the Vaishnavas will fast. Oftentimes they stop eating or even stop sleeping, or at least they'll fast and maybe take rest, and they'll pray, "Oh Krishna, please reveal." So our Jayadev Goswami 1,000 years ago, he wrote this in Gita Govinda. He wrote down with his own hand, he wrote this, Dehi Parapallava Mudaramatavam. He says that Krishna, when Radharani is in Man, Dehi Parapallavam, he comes to Radharani with folded hands and he begs his devotee, Radhika, Govinda. Then he had second thoughts. He had doubts. Oh, how can I say this? This has never been said before. No one has ever written such a thing. That God keeps the feet of his devotee on his head. What is this? Because everywhere we hear, every Purana, every Shastra is telling everything that's ever been written before this by Vyasadeva and other Munis and Rishis, are that the devotees are always praying and hankering to have the feet of Krishna on their head. But I have just written that Krishna is keeping the feet of his devotee on his head. This can't be right, so he scratched it out. Then he went to take bath. And then Krishna came, disguised as Jayadev Goswami. And he wrote again that same phrase. And then Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, he was trying to understand Krishna's Kaviraja's explanation of Kam Gayatri. Because in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Vishwanath was reading, 200 years after the writing of Chaitanya Charitamrita, Vishwanath was reading, Krishna's Kaviraj is saying that the 24 and a half syllables of the Kam Gayatri represent 24 and a half moons on Krishna's body. He said, how is this? I only see 24 syllables. How are you saying 24 and a half syllables in Kam Gayatri? Klim Kamadevaya Vidmahe Pushpa. So he decided, I'm going to fast. So Vishwanath fasted. Because I know so many Shastras, I read so many things, but I can't understand this. So then he fasted. Then in his dream, Radharani appeared in his dream and said, "Oh, Hari Vallabha," because his name is Hari Vallabha. His diction name is Hari Vallabha. He said, "Hari Vallabha, don't you know there's one Shastra that Krishnadas Kaviraj consulted called Vag Smriti? Something like Vag Smriti. And if you look there in Vag Smriti, you'll see the description. And this is where he got the idea that this Kam Gayatri represents the 24 and a half moons on Krishna's body." So then Vishwanath woke up. Oh, Radharani has solved the riddle. Radharani has personally appeared in my dream. And then he consulted that scripture, then he wrote his Tika, Kam Gayatri Vakya. Kam Gayatri Vyakya, a commentary on Kam Gayatri by Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, which is in our Gayatri book. So, and there's numerous occasions, and Arjuna Acharya, he was a great Brahmin, and he's writing commentary on the Bhagavad Gita, and this particular verse in the 9th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, verse 24, Nanyas Chintiyanto Mam Yejana Paripashite Tesha Nityapi Yuktanam Yoga Kshima Maham Yaham. And he saw this word Vaham means I carry. And he crossed it out and put karham, I do. Where Krishna is saying, if you worship me with ananya chint, with undividing attention, ananyas chintiyantamam, yejana paripashate, if you worship me with ananya bhakti, then I preserve what you have and I carry what you lack. Anything good you have which is favorable for bhakti and prema and seva, then I preserve it, I enhance it, I keep it with you. And anything you require, anything you need to serve and love me, then I provide and give that to you. I carry it. I carry what you like. I personally carry it to you and carry it, give it. Vaham means I carry. And he crossed it out and wrote karham. Karham means I do it. I arrange it. Because he was thinking, how is it Lord's going to personally carry to the devotee? He must arrange it because the Lord has so many vibhutis, so many energies. So he arranges somehow or other. Like you may be the poor man, the MLA comes to the poor man, He says, we've gotten some decree, some order from the Prime Minister that you should get money. Here's the money. So the Prime Minister arranges. It's not that the Prime Minister comes from Delhi, gets in his Mercedes, drives down to the Jugis or whatever they call it, drives down to the, what do they call it, Jugi, all the crappy houses, what do they call them? Jugi. He drives down to the Jugi and he says, here's 1 million rupees. I got your letter and I'm personally giving you the money. Here's the money, put in your hand. So thinking like that God, it was bigger than the Prime Minister, He's not going to personally come to me and give me something. So he wrote, he changed, he said, this Gita must be wrong. He scratched it out. And then he went to take bath. So it's a little bit different. He's not fasting, but anyway. So then, while he was gone, then 2 boys came carrying food, a big bunch of food for his house. And then they got to the door, and then his wife answered the door and saw these 2 boys, and they were carrying one of these tela things, that pots on both ends, and you balance it over your shoulder like this. Big stick, and on both ends was a pot, like you see in Jagannath Puri, they carry the Mahaprasad that way. It's tela or whatever it's called, teli or something. And then they set it down. Krishna took it off his shoulder, and on his shoulder was some scratches there on his back. And she said, "What?" And she said, "What is all this stuff?" So, this is 10 kilos. It's all for you. He said, "For me? My husband, he goes out and does madhukari. He's a poor Brahmin. He usually gets a few little things." No. We met your husband in the market, and this is all for your house. This is 2 months' supply, full supply for 2 months. Acha. Oh, my husband sent this? Yes, I met him. Oh, please, my boy, please have some water, please have something to eat. You look so tired. Why did he make you carry this heavy load on your back? And then she saw a little blood on the shoulder and some scratches. Oh, what happened? Oh, my boy, what happened to your shoulder? Oh, this tela was so heavy, and I was hard for me to pick it up. So your husband, he cracked me. He cracked my shoulder. He gave me, he whipped me. He just grabbed something and beat my shoulder. So I got some cut. My husband did that? How is it possible? He's so cruel, so mean. Young boy, like beating this, such a sweet, beautiful boy with bluish color and so nice, attractive. Let me fix that up. So then, they went away. And then Arjunacharya came back, and his wife said, she was very angry. Why did you beat these poor boys? You made them carry this heavy load from the market, then you whipped his shoulder and cut his shoulder. What? He said, what are you talking about? I went to take a bath. I haven't done any madhukari. I haven't collected anything. And there's 10 kilos of ghee here. There's 5 kilos of flour. What? Who brought this? 2 boys came here. And they said, you sent him. And then you beat them also, you rascal. You rascal. So then he went into his writing desk, where he's writing commentary on Gita. And then he was sitting there, did his anik, and he thought, this is very strange. And then he could understand, because he took a red pen and he crossed out this Waham, and he wrote Karam. Krishna is saying, Waham, I personally carried. Then he understood, Krishna actually carried. He carried all these goods and food to my house. And those scratches on his back were because I scratched the Shastra. Because his Bhagavad Gita is Krishna's Sarup. Because I put red ink, I crossed with red ink that word Vaham. Then that cut Krishna's back. I cut Krishna's back with my foolish commentary. So, like this, Advaita Acharya, he was studying the Gita Pat. Artha Bhalana Bhujya. The artha means the meaning. I couldn't understand the meaning of the Bhagavad Gita, something like Arjuna Acharya. So I was unhappy, I couldn't understand. So I didn't eat that night. So I took rest. Because initially he said I had a dream. I want to tell you about my dream. And now he's telling how it led up to the dream. Kato ratriyasi more balayeka janna uttaha acharya jata karaha bhojan. In the dead of night, ratri, someone came to me in a dream and said, rise, Acharya, go and take your meal. Pat art kahilon tamare utiya bhojanakara pujaha amare. I am explaining the meaning of the text that you read. Get up, eat, and worship me. Ara kina dukkha bhava pahila sakal Jay lagi sankalp koila, se haila safal. Jatupavasa koila, jata aradan. Yateke karila Krishna balaya krandan. Ya anite bhujatuli pratigya karila. Se Prabhu tomare ibe vidita haila. Why are you feeling sad? You have attained everything. Your sankalp is fulfilled. Your resolution is safal, sankalp safal. Your fasting, upavas, your worship, aradhana, your tears, Krishna Bhalya Krandan, while crying out the name of Krishna, and your vow with raised arms, Bhujatuli, your vow raising your arms above your head, and you took a vow to induce the Lord's advent, has now become successful. Pratigya, your vow, your promise. Sarvadeshi Haibeka Krishnera Kirtan Gare Gare Nagare Nagare Anukshan. The chanting of Krishna's names will be spread to all countries. Sarvadesh, France, Moscow, Assam, Guwahati, all towns and all houses. Gare Gare Nagare Nagare Anukshan. This is the dream. There's some person telling Advaita in the dream, and he's telling the next day the dream he had. This person is going on. Brahmara Durlava Bhakti Achaye Yateka Tamara Prasadayebe Sabe Deki Beka. Krishna Bhakti is very rare, even to Brahma. This Bhakti, it will now be available to everyone by your mercy. Tamara Prasad Sab Deki. Everyone will see this. Dvaitacharya ki. Hey Shrivasera Gare Yateke Vaishnava Brahma Dhira Durlaba Dekibe Anubhav. All the Vaishnavas will experience realizations at the house of Shrivas Pandit that are rare even for Brahma. Durlab Brahmadiro Bojana Karahatumi Amaravidai Arabhara Asibhana Bojana Velai. Therefore, eat your meal. Why did you fast? I am departing now, but I will come again while you are eating. So that was his dream, and now Advaita says to the devotees he met that morning, Chakshu meli chahi teki, ei Vishwambar, teki ti matra, haila antar. When I opened my eyes, I saw this Vishwambar, but then immediately he disappeared from my sight. So in his dream, this person was speaking to him. I will go to every town, every village, I will spread the holy name, Gare Gare Nagare Nagare. And your prayers have been answered, your fasting, your prayers, everything you've done to bring me here. And I'm hearing this person, and then I woke up and I saw momentarily Vishwambar. It was he who appeared in my dream. I'm trying to tell you that, you understand? This Vishwambar, this Nimai Pandit, he came in my dream and he said all these wonderful things. Krishnera Rahasya Kichu, Napari Bhujite, Kon Rupe Prakash, Va Karina Kahate. I cannot understand Krishna's mysteries, Krishna Rahasya. Kichu Napari Bhujite. Such as which form he manifests or in whom he manifests. Kon Rupe Prakash, Va Karina Kahate. Advaita goes on. Ihara agraja purve Vishwarupanam Amara Sangayasi Gita Karita Vakyan. Vishwambar's elder brother, Vishwarup, used to come and study Bhagavad Gita with me. E Shishu Parama Madhura Rupavan Baike Dakite Aisena Morastan. This child, Vishwambar, the younger brother Vishwarup, is Parama Madhura Rupan. He, Rupavan means like Bhagavan. Rupavan means he possesses a Rupa. What kind of form? Parama Madhura. So sweet. Topmost sweetness. He's so enchantingly attractive. He used to come to my house in the afternoon to call his older brother Vishwarup home for dinner. bhai ke dakite asena morastan. Chittavriti hare shishu sundara dekhiya, ashirvada kari bhakti koka baliya. When I would see the beauty of that child, Shishu Sundara Deki, what would happen? I would lose my mind. Chittavritti Hare. My heart, my chittavritti, all the feelings of my heart, all the movements of my heart would become captivated, enchanted. And I gave blessings at that time. I gave Ashirvad to this little boy. May you attain devotional service to the Lord. Advaitacharya's blessing, Nimai. Ashirvad Kari Bhakti Hoka Baliya. Abhijatye Hayabhada Manushara Putra. Nilambara Chakravarti Tanhara Dohitra. This Nimai is from an aristocratic family. He is the son of Nilambara Chakravarti's daughter, Sachi. Apaneo Sarvagune Parama Pandit Inhara Krishneti Bhakti Hoibe Uchita. This Vishambhara is most erudite and possesses all good qualities. Sarvagun, Parama Pandit. It's befitting that he has devotion to Krishna. Krishna Bhakti Uchita. Bharasuki Hailana Ekata Shuniya Ashirvada Kara Sabe Tatastu Baliya. I have become very pleased on hearing this news. All of you kindly bless him, saying, Tatastu, Tatastu. May it be so. Sri Krishna Anugraha Hoka Sabare Krishna Nama Mattahao Sakale Samsare. Advaitacharya goes on. May the mercy of Krishna be manifest to everyone. And may the entire world become intoxicated by the name of Krishna. Hare Krishna!
Hare Krishna!
Jeev Jago. Sri Krishna Anugraha. Anugraha means mercy, compassion of Sri Krishna. Hauka Sabare. Krishna Mata Sakala Samsare. Sakala Samsara. Everyone is trapped in the samsara. May they become mad. Now they're mad in the samsara. Kam, Krodh, Lobh, Maha, Mada. Mada means madness, intoxicated by the samsara. Krishna Mata. Mata means Mata. Means intoxicated, mad. May everyone become intoxicated by Krishna Nam. Jari Satya Vastu Hai Tavae Kane Savayasi Bene Vamanarastane. If this is all true, then everyone will come to the house of this Brahmin. In other words, he's saying, if this is true, everything I saw in the dream, that means everyone's going to come to Jagannath Mishra Bhavan to see the transformation, to take a darshan. Now, Vrindavan Das Thakur says, Anande Advaita Kare Paramahunkar Sakala Vaishnava Kare Jai Jai Kar. Advaitacharya roared loudly in ecstasy, Haribo!
Vivo!
Haribo! And all the Vaishnavas chanted in jubilation, Hari Hari Bali Dahe Badana Savar Uttila Kirtan Rupa Krishnavatar. They all chanted the names of Hari. Krishna, and when they did, Krishna manifested there in the form of Kirtan. Uttila Kirtan Rup Krishnavatar. Very interesting. See this Bengali. Uttila, Uto, rise up, awake, appear, manifest. Kirtan Rup Krishnavatar. So when there's Kirtan going on, it's said that when the pure name is being chanted, that Mahaprabhu comes there. Mahaprabhu appears there, he descends there. To see the faces of the devotees and to relish the ambrosia of the pure Nam and to see their dancing in ecstatic bliss. Harinam, Harinam, Harinam. So, Vutila Kirtan Rupe Krishnavatar, the Krishna descends there. Purport, all the residents of Navadvip Dham began to hear and chant the sound vibration of Sri Hari's names, which are non-different from Hari himself. With their pure service-inclined tongues, That's nice. Sevan mukehi jivado. The jiva is, if this, to begin with, jivado, the beginning of the jiva should have service mood, sevan mukhe. A mouthful of service, a tongue full of service. Then you can chant. As a result, Krishna, who is non-different from his holy names, appeared in the form of his glorification, sound vibration, holy names. Keha bale, nimani pandit balahoile, tabai sankirtana kori, mahakotuhale. Someone said, when Nimai Pandit becomes a devotee, then we will have tumultuous kirtans. They're anticipating, they heard that he's coming to the side, coming to the fold. But when he becomes a devotee, oh, watch out. He'll really get down on the kirtan. He'll have some good kirtans. Mahakutuhale. That means very rambunctious. Very utsaha. Mahakutuhale. Acharyere pranati kariya bhaktagan anande chalila kari hari sankirtan. All the devotees offered pranams to Advaita Acharya after hearing his wonderful dream, and they left chanting Hari Haraya Nama Krishna Yadavaya Namaha Gopal Govindaram Shimadusudan Shamakunda Radhakunda Giri Govardhan Shri Govinda Gopinatha Madana Mohan Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol. Not everyone takes part. Some people were submerged in the ocean of bliss by the Sankirtan, and those who did not submerge, they floated on the surface. Ananda Chalila Kari Hari Sankirtan Prabhu Sange Jahara Dekahai Parama Adhara Kari Sabe Sambhashai. The Lord spoke with great respect to everyone he met. Parama Adhara. This is just the opposite. Before he took up this Vaishnav Dharma and started chanting Hare Krishna and became Krishna conscious, he was so proud he would knock off anybody he saw. Parama Adhara. Before it was Parama Damba. Parama Damba means pride. Now it's Parama Adar, Sambhashya. He spoke with his Bhashaya, was so respectful. Pratak Kale Jabe Prabhu Chale Ganga Snan, Vaishnav Sabara Sange Haya Darshan. Pratakal, from 6 o'clock in the morning till 8:36, at this time, Vishnuvar Mahaprabhu would go for Ganga Snan, Chale. And along the way, he would meet many Vaishnavas. Vaishnav Savara Sange Haya Darshan. Shivasari Dekile Takura Namaskare Pritahaya Bhaktagana Ashirvadakare. As soon as Vishnuvar saw Srivas Pandit and other devotees, he offered them obeisances. This is the etiquette. So as soon as you see a Vaishnava, you offer obeisances. He's not thinking, I'm a sannyasi, why I have to offer obeisances to you? I'm God. I'm Chaitanya. Why offer obeisance? You're just a small-time pundit. You're just Narada Muni. Who are you? Srivas. You're nobody. You're Narada Muni. I'm Narayan. I'm the Narayan that you worship. And the source of all the Narayans. And you're just Narada Muni, Srivas Pandit. Why should I offer obeisance to you? So I don't offer obeisance to anybody. But as soon as he sees him, he's offering obeisance. Thus see the transformation. Krishna consciousness transforms everyone. As soon as he saw, immediately, he offered obeisances. And the devotees blessed the Lord out of love. Prita, Haya, Bhaktagan, Ashirvad. So seeing this proper behavior attracted the attention. Whenever we show proper behavior in regard and respect for the Vaishnavas, that softens their heart. It attracts their heart. Oh, the proud scholar, the arrogant pandit is offering obeisances. Oh, let us all bless him. Ashirvad. They're so happy to see his behavior. So then they, just put it here. So what was the blessing that the Vaishnavas gave Mahaprabhu? Tamara hauka bhakti Krishna charan mukke Krishna bala Krishna sunaha shavane. May you obtain devotion at the feet of Krishna. Krishne matir astu. May your intelligence turn to Krishna. Chant and hear the names of Krishna. Mukke Krishna bala Krishna sunaha shavane. So they're saying, yes, it's very nice, Nimai, you become humble. You're going to take your Ganga Snan, you're offering obeisances. We bless you. Sri Krishna Charan, that you have bhakti May you have devotion for Krishna's feet, and may you always chant Krishna's name, and may you always hear about Krishna. Krishna bhajile se bap saba satyahai, Krishna na bhajile rup vidya kichunai. My dear, this is how Srivas, because Shiva had to understand, Nimai Pandit is like 20 or something, whatever, something like this, 20 years old, and Srivas Pandit 60. So he's quite senior. He's not some kid. So even all etiquette, by etiquette, the junior is supposed to show respect to the senior, and he's a very famous Pandit, Vaishnava Pandit of Navadvip, so many students, so many disciples. Very famous personality, Srivas Pandit. He's always teaching bhakti everywhere. He's Narada Muni, he's teaching bhakti from the beginning. So he's giving blessings. Yes. My dear, Nimai, if you worship Krishna, everything will be successful. Krishna bhajan, sab satyahai, everything will be true. All truth will be with you. And if you do not worship Krishna, then your beauty and education are useless. Rup and vidya, kichunai. They're nothing. They're worth nothing. Kichunai. Nothing. Not even the slightest insignificant thing. Krishna bhajile? Krishna bhajan? Krishna bhajane? Your sundar rup and all your vidya, katam ho gaya, nasht. Nasht. Krishna say Jagat Pita, Krishna say Jivan, Drita Kari Bhaja Bap, Krishna Charan. Srivas gave more benediction. Now remember, little boy, Nimai, Krishna is your father. Krishna is a Jagat Pita. He's a father of the universe. He's a Jivan. He's a life, soul of everyone. Therefore, my dear, because Bap can mean father, it can also mean, Bap means father. You say Bap. But in Bengali, Bap is also, it means my lover. It means also is an affectionate term just to say Bap. So they're translating Bap as my dear boy. My dear boy. It's like this. Imagine a 60, 70-year-old man and a 20-year-old sprout. He's a young sprout. He's like a little kid. Oh, my dear, I Bap. It's very affectionate. Therefore, my dear, worship the lotus feet of Krishna with determination. Drita Kari Bhaja, Krishna Rachana. Drita Bhajan, very firm, determined, no wavering this way, that way. Tivrena Bhakti Yogena. Tivra means like laser light, laser beam. No break, no flickering like some candle flame. Lasers like steady, powerful, condensed. Steady stream, no break. It's like sometimes going this way and going that way. Even the wind can't blow the laser. So your bhakti should be like that. Drita Kari Bhaja. Ashirvada Shuniya Prabhura Bharasukha Sabare Chahena Prabhu Tuliya Srimukha. Vishwambar was greatly pleased to receive their blessings. Oh, you've blessed me? Little me? Oh, that's so nice of you. I really need your Ashirvad. Ashirvad Shuniya Prabhura Bharasukha. He was very happy. Very, very happy. Big time happy. And how did he reciprocate with his Ashirvad from Srivas Thakur and the other devotees? Sabari Prabhu Tulya Shri Mukha. He cast his merciful glance on them. Tomara Sekha Satya Kari Ashirvad, Tomara Vakinayana Karibha Prasad. Vishwambar said, all your blessings are certainly valuable and fruitful. In other words, truthful. Satya. Why would you give any other lesser benedictions? He's saying, you give me the best blessings. Tomara se para Krishna bhajana dibare dasere sevile Krishna anugraha kare. You alone are capable of awarding Krishna devotional service to Krishna. For by serving as servants, Krishna bestows his mercy. So now Mahaprabhu is responding, or Vishwambar is responding to their blessings and appreciating their blessing. I appreciate the Ashirvad you gave me that I will always worship Krishna and always hear his name and always chant his name. He's appreciating. Just see, he's on the footpath to the Ganga in the Pratakal, 6 o'clock in the morning. He meets Srivas on the way. Srivas has heard about Advaitacharya's dream, where he dreamed of Vishwambar, spreading the Sankirtan movement all over the world. Gare Gare, Nagare Nagare, every house and every village. So he's very elated. Srivas Thakur is very elated. Now he's seeing the source of his elation. He's having darshan of Nimai. So he gives him his blessings. Nimai replies, "Oh, you give me such wonderful benedictions. And your blessings alone, I will get bhakti, Krishna bhajan dibare. And by serving Krishna's servants, Krishna bestows his mercy." So then, of course, this is very much, this theme is very much developed in the purport by Siddhanta Saraswati for 3 pages. How important it is to become a servant of the servant of the servant. Gopi Bhartu Padakam Lera Das Das and Das. Yasya Prasadad Bhagavat Prasado Yasya Prasadad Nakati Katopi. By serving the course, the greatest servant of the Lord before us in this world is the Guru, Shiksha Guru or Diksha Guru. And if we get there, if we please them and get their prasad, then we can easily get the grace of Krishna. Mahaprabhu is telling this point here to Srivas Thakur, and Siddhanta Saraswati. He has many verses he quotes. One from Itihas Samuchaya. Lama Sharishi Muni states, "Tasmat Vishnu Prasadaya Vaishnavan Paritoshayet Prasada Sumuko Vishnus Tinaiva Syan Nashamshaya." In order to attain the mercy of Lord Vishnu, one should satisfy the Vaishnavas. There is no doubt that by their mercy Vishnu will be pleased. And then Krishna says in the same scripture, the Lord says, "Na me bhaktas chatur vedi mad bhakta swapacha priya tasmai deyam tato grayam sacha pujo yata yaham." Vishnu said, even though a person is not a very learned scholar of Sanskrit Vedic literatures, even though a person is a scholar, he is not accepted as my devotee unless he is pure in bhakti. However, even though a person is born in a family of dog eaters, Chandra or Swapacha, he is very dear to me if he is a pure devotee, who has no motive to enjoy fruitive activities or mental speculation. Indeed, all respect should be given to him, and whatever he offers should be accepted. Such devotees are as worshipable as I am. This is the most famous verse quoted in this regard about devotion to the devotee is even more important than Krishna Bhakti. Krishna is telling Arjuna in Adi Puran, this is quoted many times, "Ye me bhakta jana parta, na me bhaktas cha te janaha, vad bhaktanam cha ye bhaktas, te me bhakta tama mataha." Krishna said, "Arjun, those who are my direct devotees are actually not my devotees, but those who are devotees of my servant are factually my devotees." And this is from Brihad Naradiya Puran. It says, "Hari Bhakti Ratnan Yastu Hari Buddhya Prapujayet Tasya Tushyanti Viprendra Brahma Vishnu Shivadaya." If one worships the Vaishnavas who are fixed in Vishnu Bhakti, by considering them to be non-different from the bodily limbs of Sri Hari, then everyone, including Brahma, Vishnu and Shiva, are pleased. In other words, as Jesus himself said in the Bible, whatever you do to the least of my creation, whatever you do to the least of my creation, that you do unto me. So if you step on an ant deliberately, it's like you're stepping on God. So if we offend the Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis, they are the limbs of the Lord. They are the Bhagavan Anga, the arms and legs and hands and feet and face of Krishna are his devotees. So if we offend them, that means if we break the arm of the Vaishnava, it means we're breaking Krishna's arm. If we offend the Vaishnava, it means we're directly offending Krishna. That's what's being said there. But if we show respect to all the devotees, that means we're respecting Krishna. It's very important, so that we should understand there's none different. The Vaishnavas are the limbs of the Lord. And if we act like that and behave like that, then all Brahma, Shiva, and Vishnu are all pleased. This is from Uttarakhanda Padma Puran. Shiva is telling Uma. Of course, Shiva is Vaishnavanam Yata Shambhu. He's the greatest of the Vaishnavas. And he's saying, Archayitva to Govindam Tadiyan Narchayetu Yaha. Nasa Bhagavato Gyeya Kevalam Dambika Smritaha. Tasmad Sarva Prayatnena Vaishnavan Pujayet Sada. One who worships Lord Govinda but fails to worship his devotees should be understood to be not a devotee of the Lord, but simply a victim of false pride. Therefore, one should always worship the Vaishnavas by all means. It's very interesting. This is Kapila Shiksha, it's Uddhava Gita. 11th canto, chapter 26, verse 34. Krishna is telling Uddhava, Santo dishanti chakshumsi bahir arka samutita devata bandhava santa atmaham evacha. Very interesting verse. 11th canto, chapter 26, verse 34. Krishna says, my devotees bestow divine eyes, whereas the sun allows only external sight. Bahir Arka is the sun. Santo Dishanti Chakshumsi, that the santas, the sants, it doesn't mean Santa Claus, it means the devotees, the sants, they Dishanti, they give the eyes. My devotees bestow divine eyes, whereas the sun allows only external sight, and only at the time when the sun's in the sky. My devotees are one's real worshipful deities and real family. They are one's own self, and ultimately they are non-different from me. Santa Atmaham Evacha. I am, myself is the santas. I am the saints. They are my very Atma. Santa Atmaham Eva. My very self is the saints. So he's making a very interesting point that Krishna is telling Uddhava. He's saying the sun you can see in the daytime when the sun's out. So the sun, without the sun you can't see. So the sun is giving us vision, but only in the day. You can't see in the night because there's no sun. It's dark. Night blindness, we can't see. But if we serve a devotee, or if we worship a devotee, or we're connected with a devotee, then we can see 24 hours a day. We have 24 hours vision. And we can see, not only that, we can learn to see the past, present, and future. Shikalagya. We can see the past and present and future. What vision? That's incredible vision. That's great vision. And we can see the Atma, and we can see God, and we can see the world, and this world and the other world. We can see Prakat and Aprakat. What more vision can you want than that? So that's all available by Vaishnava Kripa, such extraordinary vision. So the vision provided by the sun is extremely conditional and limited and circumscribed. So that's why the Vaishnavas are so great. That Krishna goes so far as to tell Uddhava that they are me, that's myself. This is from 7th canto, chapter 5, verse 32. Prahlad Maharaj speaks to Hiranyakashipu. Do you know what that is? He's trying to tell his father, put some good sense into his father. Prabhupada would often quote this verse. Naishammachistavad urukramangrim sprishyat yanarta pagamo yad arta mahiyasam parorajo bhikshekam nishkinchananam navrinita yavat. Unless people smear upon their bodies the dust of the lotus feet of a Vaishnava who is completely freed from material contamination, such persons who are very much inclined towards material life can never become attached to the lotus feet of the Lord, who is glorified for his uncommon activities. So Prahlad is telling his father that unless you or anyone who is materialistically attached, everyone in the material world, unless you find a Vaishnava, a liberated Vaishnava, and take the dust of his feet and smear it all over your body, you'll never get free from samsara. Only by becoming Krishna conscious and taking shelter at the lotus feet of the Lord in this way can one become freed from material contamination. And this is a famous verse where Krishna is telling Durvasa Muni, or Vishnu is telling Durvasa Muni in the famous Ambarish Durvasa story in 9th canto. There's a series of verses here. 9, 4, 63, 66, and 68. Because Vishnu's chakra, which resides in the feet of the Vaishnava, if the Vaishnava is offended, then that chakra comes out of their feet and chases you and burns you up. So that chakra came out of the feet of Ambarish, and Vishnu can't control it because Vishnu is controlled by his devotees. So then the chakra started chasing Durvasa Muni all over the universe. So Durvasa went to Vishnu and said, "Listen, this is your chakra, turn it off. Turn it off, will you? Cool it, call it back, put it in the garage, park it in the garage." And he said, "Listen, aham bhakta pradino, ya swatantra iva dvija, sarubir grashta hridayo bhaktera bhaktajana priya." I am completely under control of my devotees. Paradino. Aham bhakta paradino. Indeed, I am not at all independent. Everywhere it says that Krishna is abhigya swarat. The first verse of the Bhagavatam is telling that Krishna is abhigya, swarat. He's all-knowing, abhigya. Knows everything. He's omniscient. But he's swarat. He's totally independent, swatantra. And here, with his own words, that same Vishnu is telling Durvasa Muni, I am aswatantra. Swatantra means independent. Totally independent. Transcendental autocrat. Now he's saying, I'm not independent. Aswatantra. Ya aswatantra iva dvija. He said, "Oh, Brahman, you read the scriptures? You thought I was independent? You thought I was Swarat? I'm not. Now you hear it straight from me. All the rishis and sages are telling that God is totally independent, doesn't depend on anyone. Now hear it from me, from the horse's mouth, straight away. You heard wrong. I'm not independent. I am controlled. I am aswatantra. I am not at all independent, because my devotees are completely devoid of material desires. I sit only in the core of their hearts. Grasta hridayo. Grasta means I made my house. My grasta is in their hearts. Sadubir. Bhakti Bhaktijanapriya. What to speak of my devotee? Even those who are devotees of my devotees are very dear to me. Bhaktijanapriya. If you're a bhakta, Bhaktijanapriya. Mai nirbada hridaya. Sarva samadarshana. Vashe kurvanti mam bhaktya. Satstriya satpatim yatha. As chaste women bring their gentle husbands under control by service, the pure devotees who are equal to everyone and completely attached to me in the core of their hearts bring me under their full control. Saravo hridayam mayam. This is a famous verse of this Aham Bhakta Paradino, and then this verse 63 and 68 are the two most famous verses in this dialogue of 9.4 Bhagavatam. Sarvo hridayam mayam, sarunam hridayam tvaham, madanyatte najananti, naham tevyo managapi. This is the conclusion of his teachings to Durvasa Muni. He says, listen, the pure devotee is always within the core of my heart, and I am always in the heart of the pure devotee. My devotees do not know anything else but me, and I do not know anyone else but them. This is the final word. This is the bottom line. This is the buck. The buck stops here. That's what he's telling Durvasa. He says, listen, this is how it is. I can't do anything for you. I'm sorry. I'm living in Ambarish's heart, and he's living in my heart, and there's no room for you, because you're an aparadi. So get lost. Good luck. You came up here and tried to knock on my door. I say sorry. Door's closed. And we're not taking, post no bills. Oh, well, what do I do then? Well, good luck. All the best. Here, take some Mahaprasad. Yeah. And then he said, I suggest you go back to where it all started from. Go back to Ambarish. So, he came back to Ambarish and then fell at his feet. So this is the point here. So we'll just read this one more verse. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Vishnu goes on. Tomara ye amare shikao Vishnu dharma. Teni buji amara utama achi karma. You always teach me my duties to Lord Vishnu. This proves that I must have previously performed pious activities. And so, Vishnuvar is speaking like a conditioned soul to all the Vaishnavas, especially Srivas Thakur. He's saying, oh, if you're kind to me, I can become a devotee, because I know that the Lord reciprocates with His devotees. That by serving the devotees, Krishna shows His mercy. And you're always telling me that I should become a devotee, Vishnu Dharma. So it must be that I'm getting this good fortune of receiving these teachings from you, these valuable, essential teachings about human life. It must be because of my previous life's activities. I must have done some good deeds in my last life to have your association and to have you teaching me and helping me. It must be, I don't know, any other reason. And then, of course, there's a really long purport, about 6 pages purport about that. Then Vishnuvar goes on, Thomas Sabha Sevi Se Krishna Bhakti Pai, Eta Bale Karo Paye, Dare Se Etani. I can have devotion to Krishna only by serving you, Srivas. Saying this, Nimai caught hold of their feet. So he's talking to Srivas Thakur and his associates on the road to the Ganga, and this is the morning program, morning darshan. So all this humility and all these realizations and all this beautiful, pure behavior is being exhibited by Nimai Pandit before Srivas Thakur. Then we'll hear more tomorrow about the wonderful transformation, how he's so much humble and become so much soft-hearted and appreciative of all the Vaishnavas. That not only has these realizations of how they've given him mercy and given him knowledge, but then he begins to actively serve the Vaishnavas. Not only to say that one should be a servant of the servant, but Nimai Pandit, the Sarva-avatari Purna Bhagavan, starts to display his pure behavior. He's actually showing, first he shows, we say show and tell. They have in school, the child comes and shows something and he tells something. So this is what Nimai is doing. First he's showing the utmost humility, and then later he's telling about it. So here in Mayapur Leela, he's showing the utmost humility, which we'll hear tomorrow. And then in Puri Leela, he tells about it. But here, already we're hearing by his mental attitude, his mental submission and his offering obeisances. It indicates he's actually fully realized the verses. He's showing the verses that he'll tell later. And he's fully realized in this verse, and he's really wearing it around his neck, as Krishna's Kaviraj is enjoined everyone to do. He's not only wearing it, he's displaying it. So we wear our philosophy and we display our philosophy, and that's called Vaishnav Sadachar. So we'll hear tomorrow how Lord Chaitanya is a perfect exemplar of the verse. Trinadapi sunichena turoriva sahishana amanina manidena kirtaniya sadahari. Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat ki jai. Is there any questions?
How is it that Krishna, he brought the load of so much stock of
Why did he do that? Because he wanted to prove, without any doubt, that he carries what you lack. Because Vaham, this verse is Yoga Shemam Vaham Yaham, 9:24 of Bhagavad Gita, and Krishna is telling the whole world, Arjuna and the whole world for all time, that I carry what you lack. If you need something, I'll give it to you. Whatever you require for your service. So he was a poor Brahmin, Arjuna Charja. And he would go out and do Madhukari and just get a roti here or there, a little dry flour, and bring it home and cook something. So he was always in want. And his wife was a little scraggly looking and emaciated and always hankering for chapan bhog. And she wasn't so Krishna could see that they needed something. They were in want. So to prove without a doubt that these statements in Gita are actually correct, then he came and made a very dramatic performance at the house of Arjuna Acharya by bringing lots of ghee and lots of grains, and he carried lots of stuff. 100 kilos worth of food he carried on his back. See, now do you believe it? Do you believe that I carry what you lack? I personally carry it on my back. See, I carried it on my back. I didn't send someone else to deliver it. I didn't send free home delivery to your house. I didn't send a courier mail. I didn't send the DDT or DTP or whatever it is. Or I didn't send the whatever those, FedEx to deliver the goods. I came personally, see me, Bhagavan Sri Krishna, Gopal. I carried on my back to your house everything you required. So I do carry what you need. So this is the idea. Chaitanya Bhagavat, chapter 2, Madhya Kanda. The Lord, Vishnuvar Mahaprabhu, has met all the Nadia Vaishnavas, Srivas Thakur and others, and they're very happy to see his transformation. Now he's closed his Sanskrit school, he started his Sankirtan movement. Vrindavan Das Thakur has given him the title Kirtan Nath. As Gopal Nath, he's called him Kirtan Nath. He's the Lord, Father, inaugurator of Sankirtan. So now it's beginning. And they're all so happy to see him. And then he's replying in a very humble way to all of the assembled Vaishnavas by saying, Tomasama Sevile se Krishna Bhakti Pai Etta Bali Karo Pai Dari Se Tani. Vishnuvar said to Srivas and all the other assembled Vaishnavas they met on the bank of the Ganga, I can have devotion to Krishna only by serving you. Saying this, the Lord caught hold of their feet. Paye, karo paye dari. So, this is a fact, that we can only attain devotion by serving the feet of the Vaishnavas. Guru Parashraya. Diksha Adi Shikshanam. Diksha Adi Shikshanam. Beginning with Diksha, then Shiksha, then Seva. Guru Seva. Guru Seva. Shraddha Seva, then Sadhavartmana Vartante. Following the path of the sadhus. So he's selling this, and then he's showing so much humility by holding the feet of the devotees. This is the Lord. The Lord doesn't mind taking any humble position, taking any humble service. And he sets his example time and time again. When he came as Krishna 5,000 years ago, he didn't say, oh, I'm a Kshatriya, I can't clean the toilets in the ashram. He didn't say anything like that. He said, oh, you need someone to drive your chariot? So I'll drive your chariot in Kurukshetra. So not only did Krishna drive the chariot, which is a Shudra's job, it's actually less than a Shudra. Driving a chariot is a Shudra's job, and Varnashram Dharma was very much prevalent, very much in vogue 5,000 years ago. But he said, but Krishna's attitude is an attitude of pure love. Where pure love is there, you can do anything for the beloved. This is the meaning of pure love. If you want to see the example of pure love, to have some idea what it is, find one mother and one baby. Find one mother, let's say traditional mother, not the modern type, but traditional Indian mother. Because from what I've seen, we can't say Western mothers because the ones I've seen in the last 50 years are not very good. But you find a traditional Indian mother, and then you understand what is pure love. Because that mother will do any service for that baby. She won't think, oh, I can't do this. I'm a Brahmani. My husband's a Brahmin. And he's a Chaturvedi Brahmin. I'm also Chaturvedi. I come from a high lineage. I'm not doing this. Call the maid. Maid, wipe the butt of my baby. No. The mother, even though she's a high class, this wiping baby butts is bungi business. Stool business is bungis. Bungis is Shudras, less than Shudras. Chama or bungi. They clean the gutters, they clean the stool. This is their seva. This is not, Brahmins don't do this. Kshatriyas don't do this. Vaishyas don't do this. Even Shudras don't do. It's lower than that. But wiping the rear end of her baby, the Brahmani Mata will happily do it. And she'll consider, oh, this stool is like chandan. And even especially when she's holding him on her breast, and then he's drinking from one side and pooping on the other side. In goes the breast milk, out comes the poopy. And so, one breast there's milk falling down, dripping down from his mouth, it's falling out, and the other breast his stool is going down. And then she doesn't, oh, you dirty thing, boom, throw him on the ground, crack his head open. I'm a Brahmani, don't you defile me like this, you dirty dog. No, she just keeps milking, offering her breast milk to him, and so much love. And then, but if you can you imagine asking some lady across the street or some unknown person has no relationship to do such? What is this? So because the pure love of the mother, she doesn't think any service is beneath her. She doesn't think any service is too low to do. Nietzsche, what do they say? Nietzsche Seva. Nietzsche Seva. She doesn't think Muchi Seva. She'll do anything. So we see this example even in Bhagavan Sri Krishna. But when we join ISKCON, because we managed a temple for a few years, clean the toilets? What is this? I'm a Brahmin. I went to college. Oh, you went to college? You have a degree. I have a degree. I can't do this. I'm quit. I can't join this ISKCON. Don't you know? I can do puja. I can study Pat. I can study Shastra. I can cook. But this ain't. Come on. I lose my caste. Oh, you think Krishna was worried? Was Bhagavan Sri Krishna? You believe in Krishna? Was Krishna worried about losing his caste when he drove the horses and they passed stool in his face? Because horses don't raise their hand and say, "Teacher, I had to go to the bathroom. May I have your permission?" Horses don't raise their hand when they have to go to the bathroom. When they want to go, they just... You have a good sense of humor. Yeah, horses don't raise their hands, they raise their tail. They raise their tail, and if you happen to be sitting next to them or behind them, you get full blast. So when you drive a chariot, you think you sit on top of the horse like a jockey in a race? You sit, when you're driving the chariot in the war, you're sitting on that piece of wood. There's a piece of wood joining the chariot to the horses. That's where Krishna was sitting. In the painting, he's standing there like this with holding this baton and this whip or something, and Arjuna's behind him. It's not the fact. There's a thing, a piece of wood like this, right? And then there's a chariot. See this piece of wood? I don't know what it was named for. What do you call it? The yoke or something. And there's 2 horses, 4 horses, however mounted to that, right? And then there's this area where the guy shooting arrows is sitting. Krishna's sitting down there on top of that thing. He's sitting on that thing. And his head is exactly at the level of the rear end of the horses. He's not sitting on top of the horses. And Krishna's sitting there. And when they're running on the battlefield, and there's thousands of horses being killed and elephants, there's so much blood and mud and water and everything. And there's mud flying everywhere. You see a mundane jockey in a horse race. Have you ever seen on TV, they have these horse races, and the guy sits on top, right? He's sitting on top, and he has goggles, and a little skinny guy, a jockey, right? And then they go around, and then they interview him after the race. Well, you won the race, this, that. And he's sitting there, and he's covered with mud. His whole body is yellow, green, purple, whatever, all these bright suits they have. He's all covered with mud from the feet of the horses. And he's sitting on top of the horse, right? What to speak of Krishna? So he's sitting down there covered with horse stool, covered with mud, because of his love for Arjuna. And it's one thing to do some Nietzsche Seva, but if you did something like low Seva, and you were a very high person, you'd say, "Listen, I cleaned your bathroom, but don't tell anybody about this." Like say someone is a Kshatriya, and you're his minister or whatever, and he comes to your house and your place is a mess, and he said, "Look, I'm just stuck here. I'm bedridden. My bathroom's all dirty. Could you clean it?" He said, "Well, okay, because you're my friend, I'll clean up everything and make it nice. But don't tell anybody. Outside that I, Prime Minister, clean your toilet." He said, "No, I won't tell you. But it's your love you do for me." So Krishna did this low service, and then afterwards he said, "Tell everybody in the world. I not only tell everybody in the world that I drove your chariot. My name is Partha Sarati. I'm not ashamed of it. I'm not ashamed that I sat behind your horses and got stool in my face. I'm not ashamed that I got mud in my face. I'm not ashamed." And you go to Madras, and then in Madras and Chennai, there's a famous temple of Parthasarthi, and the deity has arrows in his body and some blood wounds because Krishna was getting some shots from Bhishma when he was attacking Bhishma for the love for Arjuna. And then what about the Rajasuya ceremony, Rajasuya Yagya of Yudhisthira in Hastinapur? Then all the Kshatriyas were coming, And then the Pandavas, Yudhishthira was dividing duties. Who's going to oversee the food distribution, prasad distribution? Then Bhima, he said, I'll do that. Because he's brikodar, he likes to eat. He said, I'll do that. Who's going to see to the accommodation for the guests? And Arjuna. And then someone had to wash the feet of the guests. Because in Vedic culture, whenever a guest would come, of course now we only see that some sannyasi or guru comes to someone's house or to a temple, then they wash his feet. But in traditional Vedic culture, when anyone would come to your house, his feet would be washed. For one thing, it was sanitary, because everyone's going in the dirty streets and whatnot. So it would keep your house from getting diseases. So the person's feet were washed at the gate. You leave their shoes or chappals, or they're walking bare feet, they would wash them, out of not only showing respect, but practical hygiene. It's hygienic. It's pure, clean. Water is purifying. So then, naturally, these kings are coming. It's not that they're big gurus or acharyas or GBCs or something, but they're just coming as the guests of Yudhishthira. So someone has to wash their feet. They're the guests. So who's going to do that? Krishna raises his hand. I'll do that. I'll wash their feet. So Krishna stood there and he washed everybody's feet. Duryodhana's feet, everyone's feet. He washed. So Krishna is willing to take such low service. Just see. So now we see Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, after he's come to this Gaudiya, this Vaishnava mood, he's holding on to the feet of the Vaishnavas and begging for their mercy. He's become so humble. Now later on I said, this is the practice, this is the example, this is like we said, show and tell, right? This is the show. Then later on in Puri Leela, he'll tell. He'll give the principle. Now he's showing by his very life example. Radha Krishna Yugal, Sri Krishna Chaitanya Radha Krishna Nahayanya. He's showing by his own example the verse that he spoke in Puri Leela, Gambhira Leela. Srinarapi Sunichena, Tulari Vasahishna, Amanina Amanidena, Kirtaniya Sadari. He showed this utmost humility by holding onto their feet and then serving them. It's one thing to make a show of humility. Oh, Dandabat Maharaj, Dandabat! And you fall down at his feet and you put your head on his feet. Oh, he's so humble. He offered dandabats to his guru, and he put his head on his guru's feet. He's really humble. Then he gets up next day. The guru calls, "Can you do some service?" Oh, well, right about now, I'd be very busy. I can't do anything now. Maybe next time. So, what is this humility? That doesn't mean anything. Words and expressions, if you make some show of humility by dandabats or say some words, oh Guru, you're my everything. The proof of the pudding is in the tasting. Actions speak louder than words. We say actions speak louder than words. So now Lord Chaitanya, he's holding onto the feet and he's saying humble words. Oh, I can only attain devotion by your mercy. So that's what disciples will say to a guru. Oh Guruji, I can only by your mercy I'll attain devotion. Please give me your mercy. Please give me mercy. And we say, okay, clean the toilets. Oh, well, gee whiz. I got to go home right now. My wife's calling me. So then Lord Chaitanya goes on, and Vrindavandas Thakur describes, Nin adaye vastra karo karya jatane, duti vastra tuli karo dena ta apane. Vishrambar carefully wrung out the water from someone's wet cloth, and he handed someone else's dhoti. So here, as we said, they were on the banks of the Ganga. He met everyone, and he was going to take bath in the Ganga with his students, and he met these other devotees there, and he glorified them and begged for their mercy, and they were very happy to see him. So now he's on the bank of the Ganga. He's going, and some people have bathed and they have their wet cloth. So he's personally wringing out their dhotis. He's wringing out their wet cloth while they're bathing or whatever and drying. And then he's handing them their dry dhoti to put on. Dasosmi. Das, 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 ano das. Kushaganga mritika kaharo dena kare. Saji wahe konadina chale karo gare. Vishrambar collected kush grass and clay from the Ganga for someone. And sometimes he carried a basket of flowers home for someone else. So someone was doing some puja. So this kusha grass grows along the banks of rivers, and they use it for puja and clay for tilak or whatever. So Mahaprabhu was doing Vaishnav Seva. Vaishnav Seva Jivadoya Namruchi. So he's walking his talk. Gauranga Mahaprabhu is walking his talk. He's talking, be humble. How humble? Be more humble than a blade of grass. Serve the Vaishnavas. He's telling this. That's his talk. And this is his walk. Precept and example. So he's speaking and he's acting. Sakala Vaishnavagan Haya Haya Kare Ki Kara Tabu Kari Vishambari Ki Kara Hi people say now. Although all the Vaishnavas fervently requested him to refrain from such activities, they were saying, what are you doing? Ki Korbo! What are you doing, Kikaro? Kya kare? Vishwambar continued to serve them. No, it's my pleasure. No, you're a sannyasi, you shouldn't serve. Like when devotees come here, I'm trying to serve for stuff. Oh Maharaj, you're the sannyasi. You're the bogey. You're supposed to enjoy. You're not supposed to serve. Acha. I can't serve. No. You sit down and you eat and eat and eat. And we'll serve you until you blow up. And then you go to sleep, and we'll rub your feet and you sleep nicely. Then you get up and eat some more. Because you're a bogey. No, I can't serve the devotees. Like someone, they had their wet clothes and I got their wet clothes in a line, I folded, they're dry and I folded. Oh, why'd you do that? Oh, you made aparad. You made me make aparad. You gave me my clothes. I said, really? Doing Vaishnava Seva is aparad. I never read. No, but you're the guru, you're the sannyasi. I said, really? I hope I never become that kind of whatever you're talking about. Chinada Pisuni China. This is a servant of the servant of the servant of the servant. This is everyone's motto. This is everyone's life and breath. Designations these are functional designations just to organize something or to convey some knowledge. But the basic operating principle is dasosmi. This is the basic operating principle for every member of the Gaudiya Sampradaya. Das, anodas. Doesn't matter, you may have some functional designation for the purposes of preaching or managing something, but this is only external. E mata pratidina prabhu vishwambar apana dasarahaya apane kinkar kon karma seva kera prabhu nahi kari seva kera lagi nija dharma parihare. In this way, Vishwambar daily acted as a servant of his own servants. So, Vishwambar, everyone's a servant of God. They're all his devotees. They're all his Nityaparikars, Nityaparishas, or eternal associates, eternal worshippers, eternal devotees. And he's relishing and enjoying serving them. Pratidin, every day, pratidin, day after day after day after day. Not, let me be cool one day. Let me show how cool I am one day. Hey, it's a Mayapur festival. There's a lot of devotees looking. I'm going to show how humble I am. I am going to serve prasadam. Everyone please watch. Oh, Guruji, Sannyasi Baba, he's serving prasad. Did you see? Yes, he made a good show. But what about the other 364 days? Hey Baba, where's my food? Hey Baba, shine my shoes. Pratidin. Emata Pratidin Prabhu Vishwambar Apana Dasarahaya Apane Kinkar. Kinkar Bhav, I am the servant. Ainanda Tanuja Kinkara. Kinkara Kinkari. He daily acted as a servant of his own servants. What service is there that the Lord will not do for his devotees? This is it. Karma Seva Kara Prabhu Nahi Kare. Seva Kera Lagi Nija Dharma Parihari. The Lord gives up his own position for the sake of his servants. I already explained that about Krishna and Krishna Lila. For the love of Arjuna, for the love of Yudhisthira. As he had such love for Yudhisthira, he would become a foot washer. He had such love for Arjuna, he become a chariot driver. But how much love do we have for Krishna? How much love do we have for Krishna? How much love do we have for that Krishna? How much love do we have for that Lord Gauranga to do every service and any service for his happiness and pleasure? We're so conditional. We are conditioned souls. And because we're conditioned souls, we put so many conditions on everything we do. I will, even if we decide, to be very gracious and charitable and do some service. Oh yes, I've decided, Krishna, that I will serve you. Wow, that's great. But there are some conditions. First of all, I need a room in the guest house. Acha, theek hai. Okay, second of all, I need food. You have to feed me 3 times a day, and nicely also. Acha. And moreover, I need a little money because, I have to buy new clothes once in a while. Acha. And if you meet all these conditions, because I'm a conditioned soul, then I will serve you. Otherwise, forget it, Krishna, I'm not going to serve you. So this is very interesting. Service mentality. Service come business. It's called Seva come Agrawal Bhav. Seva come Agrawal Bhav. This is business, not devotion. Yes, I've come to Vrindavan to serve Krishna. Let me meet the temple president. Yes, I've come here to serve Krishna. Okay, very good, serve. No, but I need a room, I need money, I need food. Acha, you're going to cost more than your service, Baba. I can hire some Brijvasi guy, pay him 20 rupees a day to make 10 garlands. But if I have you here making 10 garlands, it costs me 200 rupees a day. The guest house room, the electricity, the water, the sari, the boga, it costs me 200 rupees a day to get my 10 garland seva out of you. So what seva are you doing, my dear? Oh, gee, I never thought of it that way. This is the fact. Most people nowadays, they come and they do bhog in the name of seva. This is the point. So many conditions. Prabhupada used to joke, like one time in New York, the devotees were complaining. He said, Prabhupada, these women are Maya. They had a couple of women in the temple. We should get these women out of the temple, just be brahmacharis. And Prabhupada said, oh really? Only brahmacharis? Then everything will go better. Said, yes, Prabhupada, then we can just fix our mind on Krishna and we can do good seva. And Prabhupada said, really? But this, what I can understand is, if these ladies are driven out of the temple, then you'll also all leave the temple. Because there's so many conditions on your seva. One is that there's some ladies in the temple. Otherwise, I'm out of here. So this is the situation. Or I remember that, I can clearly remember in some temples when the going got really tough and the money was less and the prasadam got really austere, all of a sudden the members of the temple started diminishing. I remember brahmacharis would talk in the ashram. Hey, it's getting really austere around here. Yeah, well, I heard in New York temple they have really nice prasadam. Really? What do they have? Oh, and breakfast they have like this. Acha? And lunch they have like this. Wow. Sounds pretty good. Then, how do we get out of here? Well, they never ever make plans to kind of slip out here and there. So the boys slip away to another temple where the prasadam was good. Because you have to do the same seva anywhere. You have to distribute books, go on kirtan, cut the vegetables. But here we're doing all the same stuff, and it's like all we're getting is oat water and rice once in a while. So in this way, devotees were moving on here and there in pursuance of the better life in another temple. And temple presidents that want to really make their temple big, they knew the formula. That if you have really nice prasadam, everybody will come. Because we ran a temple for 4 years. So we knew that. So we didn't do any preaching or advertising anywhere. We just made sure it was really nice prasadam. And devotees were always showing up at the door. And then temple presidents were always showing up on the telephone. Is so-and-so there? Oh, maybe, could be. Because he didn't want to give him back to the other temple. It was always a big problem. So we shouldn't be conditional. The Lord, let's see what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's example he's giving. There's no service too difficult for him to do. Sakala Sarita Krishna Sarva Shastra Kahe Hete Ke Krishna Rakeha Dvesho Peksha Nahi. All the scriptures declare Krishna is the friend of all. Sakala Surit, Sab Surit. Krishna, therefore no one is hated or neglected by Krishna. There's lots of nice purports here. You can read. Kaho pari Hare Krishna bhaktirar karan tara shakshi duryodan vamshirar maran. Yet Krishna gives up this quality for the sake of his devotee. The annihilation of Duryodhana's family is proof of this. Because the whole thing is, basically the previous verse was saying that Krishna is equal to everyone, as he says in Bhagavad Gita, 9th chapter. Samaham Dvaisha, was it? Samaham Dvaisha na priyaha. He said, I'm not envious of anyone, I'm equal to everyone. So that is God's quality. He's equal to everyone. He gives everyone food, water, light, maintenance, digests everyone's food. So, but because he's a person, he also has his individuality. So if someone approaches him with love and with submission, then it melts his heart. It captures his attention. So he's equal to everyone. He gives everyone food, everyone shelter, everyone protection, fulfills everyone's desires. Whatever you want, he gives. You want to be demoniac? Okay, I'll help you be demoniac. You want to go against me? Okay, I'll give you all the intelligence to go against me. He doesn't discriminate. But it's also an ornament of God. It's also a bhushan that he discriminates. He doesn't discriminate. He's equal to everyone. But if someone loves him, then that's also his characteristic. He has a characteristic to reciprocate with love. So if you love him, then he reciprocates. So that's what he's saying here. The next verse is, yes, he's like this. He's equal to everyone. It's not that Krishna only gives food to devotees and lets demons starve. He only gives sunlight to devotees and lets the demons get no sunlight. He only gives water to devotees. No. He only fulfills desires of devotees. He fulfills desires of demons.
Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Venu Kanata Maravinda Dalaitasha Bhagavata Samasida Buddhasunnaram Gandhar Bhakotika Vanya Vishesasama Govinda Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Angani Asya Sakale Shri Abhiti Bhakti Vashanti Bhakti Karanti Shri Ram Jaganti Ananda Shivaya Sadhu Jala Vidasya Govinda Ali Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Ali Purusham Srimati Bhakti Dhira Damodara
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare
Ajam Vakata Vatsalam Shri Gaurahari Ajam Vakata Vatsala Shri Gaurahari Shri Gaurahari Sahi Goshta Bihari Shri Gaurahari Sahi Goshta Bihari Yashomati Chitahari Nanda Yashomati Chitahari Velo Halo Damodara Aisha Ekana Velo Halo Damodara Aisha Ekana Gogamandire Boshi Koraho Bhojana Gogamandire Boshi Koraho Bhojana Nandirani Deshe Baise Girivaradhari Nandirani Deshe Baise Girivaradhari Baladeva Sakha Baise Sari Sari Baladeva Sakha Baise Sari Sari Shukta Shakani Bhaji Nalita Kushmanda Shukta Shakani Bhaji Nalita Kushmanda Dalidana Dukha Tumbi Dadhi Mochakanda Dalidana Dukha Tumbi Dadhi Mochakanda Mukha Bodha Masha Bodha Ratika Kritana Mukha Bodha Masha Bodha Ratika Kritana Shaskuli Pishtaka Kirkuli Payasana Shaskuli Pishtaka Kirkuli Payasana Karpuramrita Keli Rambakira Sada Karpuramrita Keli Rambakira Sada Amrita Rasala Amla Dvadasha Prakara Amrita Rasala Amla Dvadasha Prakara Luchi Chini Sarpuri Radula Sabali Luchi Chini Sarpuri Radula Sabali Bhojana Korena Krishna Hoye Kutuhali Bhojana Korena Krishna Hoye Kutuhali Radhikara Pakana Vividha Vyanjana Radhikara Pakana Vividha Vyanjana Parama Ananda Krishna Korena Bhojana Parama Ananda Krishna Korena Bhojana Jale Bale Ladhukai Sri Madhu Mangala Jale Bale Ladhukai Sri Madhu Mangala Bhagala Bhajai Yara Deyo Hari Bolo Bhagala Bhajai Yara Deyo Hari Bolo Hari Bolo Hari Bolo Hari Bolo Nitai Go Hari Bolo Nitai Go Hari Bolo Hari Bolo Hari Bolo Nitai Go Hari Bolo Radhikari Ganeheri Nayane Rakhone Radhikari Ganeheri Nayane Rakhone Chitta Hoye Kai Krishna Jashoda Bhavane Chitta Hoye Kai Krishna Jashoda Bhavane Bhojanante Piye Krishna Subhasita Bari Bhojanante Piye Krishna Subhasita Bari Sabe Mukha Prakalai Hoye Sari Sari Sabe Mukha Prakalai Hoye Sari Sari Asa Mukha Prakaliya Jata Sakha Gane Asa Mukha Prakaliya Jata Sakha Gane Anand विश्राम करे बालादेव साने Tambula rasala ne tambula masala Dhake ye Krishna Chandra sukhe nidra gela Vishalaka shiki puja chamara dulaya Apurva chayane Krishna sukhe nidra jaya Yashomati akyape dhanishto anito Shri Krishna prasada radha kunje hoyo prito Lalitari sakhi gana avashesha paya Mana mane sukhe radha Krishna guna gaya Hari lila ekmatra jara pramoda Bhakti Dhira Thakur Bhakti Vinoda Vaja Bhakta Vatsala Shri Gura Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram
See you all later.
Hare Krishna, Gurudev. Please accept our most humble obeisances.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Srila Gurudev.
Thank you very much.
Today I got her. She was running from me.
We found each other.
Oh, Providence. Very powerful. Very good.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Srila Gurudev.
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Srila
Krishna.
Gurudev.
Hari Hari Bol. Hey, look at that blue key.